Alrighty. Well, I'm in the drop spot. Seemingly the only friend I have at the moment is that raven I hear in the background. But it's a pretty desolate stop to be dropped off at. Here's where I am. I'm in Missouri, central Missouri. My challenge is going to be to survive for a few hours until my friend gets here, and he'll rescue me. So I will be here attempting to survive until then. As you can tell by all the beautiful colors, it's mid-fall, I'd say. Here, it's a beautiful day. I'd say about 55 degrees right now, and you know, it's a good place to start. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough to survive here, but I grew up in Missouri. I know the plants and the wild edibles very well, so I'll be able to find some stuff, I think, in this area that will be good, make for good survival. I'll show you what the area looks like here. It's kind of a ravine. There's a small lake down there. Yeah, you know, just kind of typical, your average Missouri landscape, you know. Pretty normal looking. There's some nice, you know, I might wind up making a shelter right down there under that log, maybe. You know, it's kind of a natural, nice looking shelter. The start of a shelter, anyway. Something like that you'd be pretty excited about, but it's really dangerous. It's a real dangerous situation. You can't trust. You can't always trust logs like that. You know, it could be, that stump could be rotten, and that whole log could fall down on you while you're sleeping. So, you got to be really careful. But right off the bat, right after being dropped in, the helicopter just took off. But right after being dropped in, I see right away a pretty good shelter spot. So, so yeah, I'm just gonna get my stuff set up, and I'll show you what the crew left me with, my meager belongings that I'll be able to survive with. So I'll get those things. Alrighty. Just gonna take you through, show you the things I have that the crew left me with. It's pretty meager, but I'll be able to hopefully get along with it. What I have of course some water, and I have some knives, a hatchet and a little saw there, also in this bag, paracord and a little flashlight there, a head-mounted flashlight. But you know, it's meager, but oftentimes when you're in these situations, when you're just out for a leisurely walk in the woods and in central Missouri, you'll be stuck with very little, and even what they left me with is plenty to survive with. So yeah, just like the Boy Scout motto, you know, always be prepared, always bring what you need. Alright, so important part of survival is while you're walking, you need to be picking up things at all times, because you don't know that one thing that's going to make survival that much easier for you. So as I walk around, I'm looking all the time. Not just looking for a shelter, not just looking for food, for edibles, but I'm also looking for anything and everything that's going to make my life a little easier. I had to ditch my jacket. It's like I said, it's about 55 degrees, which is, you know, it's borderline chilly if you're just not doing anything. But when you start walking around, like I am, you start sweating. Now this is a deadly situation, guys. When you sweat in a survival situation like this, and it's going to get down into the 40s tonight, easily. That is a deadly situation for hypothermia, and even a slight case of hypothermia like I had a few weeks ago is scary. It's very scary. And you just got to be really careful about what you're wearing in your sweat. My goodness, I can't believe this. As I'm showing you that you need to look around and always be on the lookout for things that's going to make life a little better survival for you. This is amazing. I can't believe that I found this. Now, I've lived in Missouri for the majority of my life, and I've never ever seen this growing in the wild before. This is the first time. I've heard about it and I've read about it in textbooks, but I've never seen one in the wild. But so here it is. Here's just your ordinary log. And then we have these guys right here. And you know, these are incredibly strong. They grow all throughout Missouri. Like I said, incredibly strong. You can make this is great material for a shelter, for the start of a shelter. I know it doesn't look like much here in my hands, but trust me, it's gonna make a great shelter. So now I'm on the lookout for some material to make to kind of cover the shelter. Evergreen boughs would be great. I could even get a bunch of sticks together, get them real close together, and pack it down with leaves over the main part of the shelter, and that would be excellent too. That'd be really warm if it happened to rain. Not necessarily going to be totally waterproof, but yeah. And there we go. Here's the perfect thing for us. Actually, let me show you this first. Now, out here, when you're in the wild, you're always needing to go poopy, and you need something to wipe with that's a little more favorable than dry leaves. And this is the perfect thing for that. This is called Backpacker's Delight. It's delightful stuff. Very soft, velvety consistency. And everybody has different allergies, so you have to wipe a little on your arm, break it down a little bit, wipe it on your arm, make sure that it's not going to be, you're not going to be allergic to it, and then, you know, then you can wipe with it. But here's what I wanted to show you. Here's the perfect thing for a shelter cover. You know, and again, here's a tree, kind of at an angle. It's looks like yeah, that'd be a hickory tree, shagbark hickory, and right at the base of it, we have absolutely perfect shelter material. Doesn't look like much there again, but once I get it together, I'll show you what it can do. That's going to be great stuff for us. All right. So I got it all together. Those meager few things that I found in and just laying around here. It's going to give me a great shelter. It's not going to be real warm, but it's going to be dry, and should be definitely good enough for what I need for it. But yeah, so I'll show you what I got here. So here it is. There it is, all set up. Yeah, it should be, like I said, it should be dry. I have really good ventilation, and that's what this near side here. We're kind of on a hill here, so that's uphill. That's where I'll lay my head. You never want to sleep that way, where you roll down the hill. You don't want to sleep with your head up on the incline. And I have the door facing this way, so I'll be able to open it that way. Like I said, should definitely be dry. Won't be terribly warm, but that's a great shelter. So, in the survival code is shelter number 1, food number 2, and water number 3. So I have shelter, I have water, and now I got to work on some food. So that's gonna be a little bit more difficult. I did see a squirrel right first when I got dropped off. I saw a squirrel bouncing around here. So once I get settled down, I'll work on maybe setting a few traps, and we'll hopefully catch some dinner.